we're going to walk up to Summerhall, which is generally the most distant of the theatrical fringe locations, and known for its professional theatre. I'll take a slightly different route, which, given I've only got 20 minutes to get there, may make it a bit frantic. Always introduce an element of danger into your videos. But we will go up to Chamber Street, where the Gilded Balloon venues are, and then we will head up between the houses to get up there. So this is a pretty quiet Thursday, final Thursday of the Fringe, and I can actually see some cobbles, which means it's not just full of people. So, but it's a bank holiday weekend coming up, so it's going to get pretty busy, and I will be exiting Edinburgh in order to let them get on with it. So here we are again on South Bridge, and we're going to head up on, it's a sunny day at the moment, so get your raincoats out, it could be raining in 10 minutes time. We're going past the usual street entertainers there in Hunter Square. They've finished, he's just having a gap, or he's gathering his next audience. Let's swap over, and we're just going to carry on up this always very busy street. Bollards there for no discernible reason. Buses. I just read that these wing mirrors take off about 7 heads a year. Seems very plausible. They stick out at head level, and obviously buses hug the curb, don't they? They're famous for doing that. So you take a bit of a risk. So we just need to work our way up this road, avoiding the buses, and that isn't easy. And this is usually I used to think of it as a sort of 20-minute walk up to Summerhall, and the fact that I'm not means I may be, as George Bush said, misunderestimating it. The traffic is a little lighter. Look at this. An empty road for a fraction of a second. And every step we make is getting us closer, so there's still 17 minutes to get there. What could possibly go wrong? Well, if you just keep heading in this direction, you're going to find Summerhall in the end. There's a lot of routes to get to it, some of which will take you over the meadows where they have this circus unit. Watching this road, looking at the traffic light over there, that tells us it's red and we can cross. These are the Gilded. Oh, I promised we'd go down here, didn't I? So let's do it. Which means we're going to find some stairs up this road on the left, and that will just take us up into the Pleasance area and through the Heroes Free Fringe, which has got the bus, the double-decker bus, the Blundabus. Bob, what's his name? Bob. I've forgotten his name. Who runs that that part of the Fringe, because there's a big free fringe, the PBH free fringe, Peter Buckley Hills Free Fringe, who we met the other day on the video in town, and there's the Laughing Horse Free Fringe. They're at freefringe.org, lots of rooms inside their venue, and the one at the Three Sisters, lots of rooms in their venue and lots of shows as well. And the smaller one is the Heroes one, used to be at the Hive, They don't quite have as many venues as they have in the past, but they'll have some interesting acts. In fact, even Vigo Venn, the Britain's Got Talent, who I went to see last night and was brilliant, even though it was a post-midnight show and sold out because it was at the Monkey Barrel. You could still get in because they always keep some tickets on the door. Not that many people are going to turn up at midnight, even for a TV star who's just won £250,000. But he's done some. He did a show at the beginning on the bus up here. This is the Blundabus, which is pretty cool, isn't it? It's a pretty cool guy, Vigo Venn. He's hilarious and still plying his trade the same way he did before and after the show. And I remember them saying on the Britain's Got Talent show that he would flyer the queue. He'd drop his flyers off to people in the queue. And that was the first time I came across him years ago. This is the bus. So various things. They used to have a tent there as well, a little teepee. Oh, it's over there. They'll put other shows on over there as well. This is the underpass that approaches the Pleasance venues, but also the Gilded Balloon assembly venues. You're getting up to the north. I'll take you up there. The northern hub of all the shows. Still got 14 minutes. So we just have to be patient because they put this bar in there, so you have to walk at the speed of the person in front of you. Have we got time just to show you Pleasance venues? This is the Pleasance Dome. Let's just walk through it quickly and out the other door. Lots of nice venues in there. Venues tend to be accessed by the upstairs. And there's lots of nice venues in there. Usually a student's sort of recreation area, I think, during the year. They name all their venues after cards. The Jack Dome. This is the sold out shows. Whoops, down there. Sold out shows if you want to freeze frame and look at it. I'm not saying you should, it's entirely up to you. So we're heading up. So this is the Gilded Balloon venues, and still can't get used to this rotating thing on this gimbal. And this is so we should be halfway there, and it's only 3 minutes to 1. We're making good time, aren't we? Or are we? Have I still underestimated it? Keep your pace is the answer. So, unfortunately, you can't see in here. They close all this off. But, I mean, you can just walk round, but it's a shame in a way. You can see the garden through there. Walk in. It's not. You don't have to pay to go in or anything. But they do just keep the security on there quite tight. Sometimes the Gilded Balloon and their venues inside. This is the box office of the Gilded Balloon. They'll also have one inside the main building. This is the strip with the caravans, selling you overpriced fringe food. Greek here. Burgers, of course. Burgers are around £8.50 this year. £8.50 for a burger. I suppose it could be worse, but I mean, a burger covers a multitude of sins, doesn't it? What do Five Guys charge? £10? McDonald's have tripled their prices recently, and nobody's blinked, so they're keeping their prices on. This is the assembly rooms here. The garden behind, the George Square garden, which is nice. Don't have time to drop in there because we've got to get to Summerhall. And we're going to go down here because we've got 11 minutes to get there, which is going to be pushing it. Just going to increase my pace a little bit there because this is going to take us over the meadow, which takes a bit of crossing. I mean, it's not an Olympic sport, don't get me wrong, but got to do your best and quake. And these are the George studio venues. in all the George studios, it's best to be last in the queue because you can look down on the stage, not strain your neck. And of course, all the hard-working ushers are trying to corral you into the front seats. Often the worst seats in the room. Sometimes the best, but often the worst. If you sit in a cinema, you don't go and sit on the front row seats, do you? If you choose your cinema ticket, we're going to go up to the left here. Might just take a few seconds off this. Yeah, you pick the seats broadly in the middle are considered the best seats, aren't they? Or, you know, if you're like me, with legs like me, somewhere with leg room would be nice. But if you want to sit at the end of the row, you're going to have to fight for your right to party. Not easy. Give them some excuse, think of something. It's your show, not theirs. It's for you. You are not there for their convenience. Reclaim your rights. So we're going to go down here, which is going to take us through to the meadow. See that tree? That tree is the sign of a meadow. So, this is obviously a car park. I used to, down in Chambers Street, when the military tattoo came for part of August, they used to pick up the cars and put them on the back of a lorry to clear the space for buses. I've not noticed warning signs doing that this year. I'm not saying they're not doing it, but they might have rerouted the traffic to make it a bit easier for bus arrivals and deliveries. School of Literature, Languages and Cultures, Edinburgh India Institute. So I'm turning into a tour guide. Now these are quite interesting venues. I'm going there this afternoon. I've been to one show. Just that one up there has a show called Temping in it, where it's a one-person, one-on-one, and somebody greets you and you go in and you end up being a temp for an hour. So they give you a computer, they send you emails, they send you faxes, and they also have a drawer of sweets and chocolates, which is much appreciated. And you operate as a temp, taking over from somebody. And it's quite a cool idea, quite well executed. It seemed to tell a story, but the story was kind of slight. It was something to do with you were deleting people from an Excel spreadsheet. That was the task largely, and maybe it was supposed to be a reminder that we all die. I think that's what it was, and these people had died in accidents or of old age. We got their pictures. You looked at a little bio of their story, and maybe now I think about it, for your explanation, synopsis, maybe the idea is that we're all here temping. We're just carbon renters, aren't we? We're renting carbon cells, and then they move on to something else or someone else. So maybe that's where they got their idea. Won several awards, and they deserved it. I thought it was well executed, and they were printing, things were always printing out in front of you, and their printer worked all the time. So for me, that's pretty impressive. Having suffered the dubious relationship of an unreliable printer, as well as in my formative years, an unreliable car. Both of these things can make you the man you are today. I'll just let that sit with you, and you can switch your chosen gender or sex as it suits you. So that was temping. I'm going to see another one there, I think, in the crate. So actually that's another container, slightly bigger. And he's going to do a version of Monopoly called Absolute Monopoly. I think he's called Benjamin Alborough, and it's got great reviews. So just going to take a chance on the final day on something original, making me laugh. You never really know, do you? You just got to give it a go. But if it can make something out of a famous game, it seems alright by me. Did the same thing myself, actually. Designed a magic trick this year, which was a board game reveal, where a random board game is chosen, the magician predicts it and reveals it. That's the way magic works, isn't it? And I chose board games as well, so I've got a slight interest in that because I was making up cards of all the board games that could be chosen, including Monopoly, finding good pictures on the internet, using a bit of AI to increase the resolution and a bit of Photoshop alternatives to make them look nice. Then ended up spending £100 on laminating, which was quite hardcore, and printing out photos at Asda because of my aforementioned unreliable printer, which doesn't do colour that well. We've got 5 minutes, so we'll just make it with a minute to spare. Back on the main road. At some points this might be as good a point as any. That gets us over one road. There's one remaining road as an obstacle, and then it's just getting in the theatre, and it's in the roundabout in the Summerhall, which is in a big tent at the back. Quite a good venue, good seats everywhere. Can be a bit uncomfortable. People like to straddle two seats, so if it's sold out, which this show has been in all its evening shows, this is an afternoon show. Strategic Love Play it's called. So it's a play. Bit of a risk, but I'm just going with the reviews on this one and I'm going to give it a shot while I'm here. Maybe it's revolutionary, maybe it isn't. Maybe they'll have something new to say about love. Well, something that hasn't been said yet. Really? Find out. So this is going to bring us to Summerhall. The show starts in 3 minutes, and we're going to take a left turn here. Oh, thank you, sir. No more flyers needed. I've got no more slots in my diary. I'm going to go through here, go straight to the back. Into this nice courtyard, and walk around these people who are standing still, and we'll join what looks like a queue, which might well be this one, I suspect. Usually if there's a queue, you need to join it. Is this strategic love play?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now
Are you waiting in line for a love play?